about Class 8 Science Chapter 1 Crop Production and Management Part 2. In the last part, that means Part 1, we had discussed about what is agriculture, what is crop, types of crop and several steps involved in agriculture. In that, we had briefly discussed about preparation of soil and sowing of seed. In this video, we are going to see about remaining practices, that is adding manure and fertilizer, irrigation, that means supply of water, protecting from weeds. Already I said weeds means unwanted plants. Harvesting means removing the crop after it got mature. And then we are going to see about the storage, where we are storing and keeping. And the last topic of this chapter is animal husbandry. Now we are going to see about adding manure and fertilizer. We know that soil is having nutrients, but that is not enough for the plants to grow. So we are giving fertilizer and manure. These are the substances that are added to the soil to supply nutrient to the plant. But the nature of the manure and fertilizer is totally different. That we will see one by one, and at last we will see the difference. Manure, it is an organic substance. That means manures are obtained from plants waste and the animal waste undergoes decomposition. This decomposition process is done by microbes, that is bacteria and fungi. So this bacteria and fungi are also called as decomposers. Mostly farmers makes this manure in their field itself. In the farmyards, they will make a pit and put animal waste and plant waste inside the pit. This undergoes decomposition and then the manure is produced that they will use for the field. Apart from this, there are two more methods of obtaining manure, that is vermicompost and green manure. In vermicompost, earthworms are used to obtain the manure, where the microbes are doing the function of degrading. Here earthworm will do the function. And in green manure, green plants are cultivated in the field and they are plowed along with the soil. Mostly leguminous plants are used for this purpose. Since green plants are involved in this manure, we are calling it as green manure. Next, fertilizers. Fertilizers are the chemicals that contain nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. The most commonly used fertilizers are urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate and potash. Why farmers are using fertilizers? Because it gives better yielding crops like wheat and paddy and maize. Too much of anything is good for nothing. That is a proverb. Here also it works. Here, when we use excess of fertilizer, it leads to the loss in fertility of the soil, causes water pollution and also causes land pollution. Now, let's see the difference between fertilizers and manure. Fertilizers are man-made thing that already I said that it is full of chemical. So it is called as inorganic substance, while manures are produced from the plant and animal waste. So it is called as organic substance. Next, preparation. Fertilizers are prepared in factories while manures are prepared in field. It does not contain humus. That means fertilizers does not have humus. Why? Because they are not produced naturally. That's why. Manure, they are having large amount of humus because they are produced from the natural things like plants and animals. Next important point is the plant requires important nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Fertilizers, they are rich in nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus, while manures, they have less nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus since they are produced from the natural things. Even though the manures don't have this nutrient, they have some advantages, like they can enhance the water holding capacity of the soil. Enhance means increases. Water holding capacity means they can hold the water in the soil. They can keep the water in the soil. that we had studied in 7th standard. And second point is that they make the soil porous. That means when humus is added, the air circulation in the soil, it will be good. Already we know that the root also breathe in plant, so it is helpful for the roots. And third point is that they can increase the number of earthworm and microbes, since it is obtained from the organic matters, like natural matters. They can increase the number of, it is not harmful for earthworm and microbes. And fourth point, last point, is that they can increase the texture of the soil, means that hardness of the soil will be removed when you are adding the manure. One more method to increase the soil fertility, or they can retain the soil fertility, that is crop rotation. In this, different crops are cultivated alternately so that that soil can retain its fertility. For example, in the first year they will be cultivating the leguminous plant that fixes nitrogen in the soil, and second year they will be cultivating cereal plant so that they will utilize the nitrogen. This will be going on simultaneously, so we are calling it as crop rotation. The next step in the agricultural practice is irrigation. Irrigation means supply of water. Here the sources of water are lake, river, pond and dams and canals. So many sources are there, and here also two methods are there. One is traditional method, other one is modern method. The traditional method, the water has to be pulled out or lifted out from the well. It will be done with the help of pulley or with the help of pumps. For the working of the pump, diesel and biogas are used. Traditional method, four methods are there. One is mode, next is chain pump, then dekli and rat. Next, modern method. In modern method, two methods are there, that is sprinkler method and drip system. In sprinkler method, a perpendicular pipe with a nozzle is attached to the pipe, and when the water flows through the pipe, this nozzle starts rotating and starts spraying the water throughout the land. And this method you might be seen in the gardens, lawns and in the field. These methods are used in large plantations, gardens and field, where cricket field you might saw na, there also they are using this method. Next, drip irrigation. Drip means small drop. This water falls drop by drop near the root of each and every plant, so that all the plant in the field will get water. Mostly this method is used in the watering the fruit plant, gardens and trees. It is known as the boon. Boon means gift to the places where there is water scarcity. The next step in the agricultural practice we are going to see is protecting from weeds. That means weeds means unwanted plants. That our crops should be protected from the unwanted plants. Why? Because if there is unwanted plants, proper amount of nutrient, proper sunlight and water will not be available for our crop. That's why we have to protect our crop from the weeds. Weeds are the unwanted plants that grow along with the crops, and the process involves the removal of these weeds are called as weedings. They can be done with the help of hoe, that already we had discussed in the preparation of soil. That tool we can use for removing the weeds, and or else we can use chemicals to remove the weeds. That is chemical we are calling it as weedicides. Mostly 2,4-dinitrodichlorophene, it is used as weedicides. While using weedicides, this is mixed with the water and it is sprayed in the field. While spraying the weedicides, the farmer has to close the nose and mouth, because when inhale this chemical can create respiratory problems. That means health of the farmer. Next process we are going to see, that means next step of the agricultural practice is harvesting. Harvesting means the cutting of crop after it is matured. that is called harvesting. And how it is done? It is done by pulled out the crop, or else they will cut the crop above the ground with the tool named sickle. With the help of sickle, if they are doing, then it is manual work, and it is also done with the help of machines like harvesters. Mostly the cereal crop takes 3 to 4 months to mature. After harvesting, one process is there inside the harvesting itself, that is threshing. This crop which is harvested, it contains dry grass, that means chaff and grains. This grains have to be removed from the chaff, so they will be doing the process of threshing. This threshing can be done by two methods. One is by winnowing, another by machine, that is combine. How winnowing is done? In winnowing, that farmer, whoever is that person, will beat the grass so that the grains will move away and the grasses, due to light, they will fly away. Grains will remains in the ground, and dry grass, some dust particles will be removed, and dry grass, it will be separated easily by this method. And next is by combine. There only machine is used. The machine is rolled over or driven over the crop, that is harvested crop. The last most important step of agricultural practice is storage. That harvested crop should be stored properly in a place free from moisture, insect, rat and microorganisms. So they are stored in granaries and silos. Silos are the big tank-like structures, fully covered, and there they are stored. And in granaries, that farmers, how they are storing, they are keeping in the jute bags, and they are protecting the seed with the help of dry neem leaves. So that this dry neem leaves, it acts like a fungicides and insecticides. So there won't be any worry for spoiling of grains, and this grain is used as food as well as used for the further cultivation. There comes the last topic of our chapter, that is animal husbandry. What animal husbandry? We are taking care of animals in home, pet animals. Like that, the taking care of animal in a large scale by providing them proper food, shelter and care are called as animal husbandry. It is for business purpose. Animal husbandry, lots of farming will come. Dairy farming, it's about cow, and poultry farming, rearing of this hen, and fish farming, about fish and their uses, and honeybee farming is also there, where the production of honey and taking care of honeybees, and so on. Here comes the end of the video. See you in the next video. Before ending the video, let's have a recapitulation. Thank you.